basically what I want to show is how they're beating the different types of coverages that they're seeing.
Okay.
And they're doing it in kind of simple high school, college football type of ways because they have this offensive line that is top, this player 88, 11, 6, 1. I mean, they're all such good players. So I just want to show the differences in the two types of, let's say overall coverages that they're seeing.
Okay.
Let's start on your side. What do we have here? We got one high safety.
Okay.
Single high coverage. Everyone's talking about this. We compare it to the two high coverages that, again, everyone's talking about. So what do they do versus single high coverage? Well, as you can see here, single high coverage means we got 1-on-1.
Okay. Oh, that was beautiful figure 8 right there.
Beautiful.
It was good.
Number 6.
Yeah. Devonta Smith. Yep.
He's good. Number 11, A.J. Brown.
Good.
He's good.
Also good. Yes.
So they come down. Let's say they put the cornerback right here. What do? Touchdown. We saw it twice against the Steelers. We saw a deep touchdown on a post, I believe, and we saw 2 go routes down the sideline. One time he was double covered. It didn't matter. You can't do this to them. What does 6 do? One of the best route runners in the NFL. You play off of 6, he goes, does all his moves, come back. Hitch. Impossible to stop. He's got a slant. They're both insane slant runners. One-on-one, you cannot play them one-on-one. Dallas tried to play them one-on-one, and they have good corners. Dallas has good corners. So what do they do?
Right.
They said, okay, yeah, we can throw the ball outside, but what we can do is we can use our option run game. So we can do plays like this. We can put the running back, what they do a lot is put the running back over here in pistol and then move him. They'll move him to the side so you don't know which side the running back's going to be on, right? Then what they're going to do is they're going to run zone. So let's say 26 is on this side. We move 26 from there. 26 is on that side. We're going to run zone this way. And what they love to do is bring this player, it could be a slot, could be a tight end, could be any of their players. Zach Pascal, Quez Watkins, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, could be all those guys. Against the Cowboys, it was number 11. They bring him back across the field underneath their zone read. It's man coverage. This guy's got to chase them. He's got to chase. There's all this traffic over here. He has to chase them over the top. They can't get there. A.J. Brown in the flats all day against the Cowboys. You cannot play them single high coverage. They're too good on the outside, and the zone read game can get you against man. Okay, let me take a breath.
Okay, that was good.
Let's move over.
All right.
Too high coverage.
Yep.
How do you deal with them in too high coverage? So here's your issue in too high coverage. Now you can make plays, right? We can basically double 11 and 6. So that kind of takes them out, right?
Yep.
What they're really good at, and they've gotten so many yards, is playing with this player right here. So high coverages.
Just a nickel defender?
This would be the nickel defender,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what they've been so good at is light box now. We can see loaded box, 3 guys down in the box.
Yep.
Light box, only 2 defenders down in the box. So now this guy, so they have the advantage now in the run game. This guy, the nickel, has to make a decision. Am I involved? Or am I involved am I involved in the run game, or am I more involved in the pass game? Against the Arizona Cardinals, they were playing too high, and this guy was getting his nose dirty inside for the run game. So they would go trips. Here's 16. Here's 88, a tight end. Block, bubble. He wants to play inside. You have a run play called. It's zone. It's whatever you want it to be. Throw the ball out to the bubble. Now you have a numbers advantage because this guy was getting his nose dirty inside.
Yeah.
You just can't play them. And then just in general, when you have a light box, now it helps when, again, like I said, this guy,
right.
Top of their game right now.
Right.
This is one of the best offensive lines in football right now. You get this type of push, you run zone read, you got enough guys to block them all. Sorry, this way. You got 1 here, you got 26 here, you run zone read here. You have the extra player, extra ball handler in Jalen Hurts who can keep the ball on the options, get to the alleyway against a light box. They just kill you in any type of way. They're so good at figuring out what you're doing based on the safeties. Like I said, outside, the number is here when it's one high. They even love to run in the seams against cover 3. Classic area to beat cover 3. They love this out route in the seams as well. Love beating cover 3. Love beating cover 1. Love beating cover 4. Love beating cover 2. Love beating cover 6. It's just you cannot stop this team right now because, and I say it all the time, you got to give credit to these guys. They have an awesome pass pro run blocking.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
I think everybody would say that obviously football starts up front. So when you have an offensive line like the Eagles do, it gives you a lot of ability to do a lot of different things. But, you know, the Eagles have obviously made a handful of different additions. A.J. Brown's been a huge one. But when you talk about how you have so much versatility to beat so many different coverages, is it really just all about how Jalen Hurts is playing, or is it the strength and the ability of A.J. Brown, or like is there something outside of the offensive line that you would say like, hey, this player being able to do this really sets them up to be very difficult to defend?
It really is a combination of everything I talked about, but I'll say like the addition of number 11. I mean, one of the best offseason moves.
Oh, totally.
Easily, right?
Yes.
Easily. It just doesn't allow teams to go back to this side. It just doesn't allow teams to play one-on-one because he just wins all these one-on-ones.
Yeah, he's too good.
He's too good. And now you have to like, oh man, you would love every defense. Every defense would love to be in this look. We play one-on-one. Just
because you got more bodies.
We got more bodies over here.
Sure. Yeah.
We don't have to deal with the one-on-ones. If we can win the one-on-ones on the outside, we have to deal with them. They would love to be in this look. You just can't do it versus this team. They're just those two receivers. I mean, this guy has kind of gone underrated a bit because of the addition of A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
He's the best route runner in the league, I think.
Oh, wow. He is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So everything they do is good, and it allows Jalen Hurts to be. He's got a lot of clean pockets. He plays from a lead a lot because the defense has played so much better than last year too. Just allows him to be comfortable, throw these kind of to open receivers.
Now, on that same note, with you talking about the addition of A.J. Brown and how difficult it is to line up one-on-one against him, is that kind of what you saw last year? I don't know how much of this Eagles offense you were really dissecting last year, but like if you watched them at all, was that the big thing that was missing, you feel like, is they just didn't have, because Devonta Smith was also a year younger, right, rookie season, so was that really just the main factor of what they were missing when teams tried to line up against them, is they just didn't have this alpha that could almost make playing man coverage against him a losing battle?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the main thing, I think.
Okay.
And like everyone else has played better. Like not to take away from Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, whole team is playing really well.
Every year, Jalen Hurts, from when we saw him as a freshman at Alabama, has gotten better. So I think that this is just a guy who understands what he has to do. He scrambles a lot. He doesn't take a lot of big hits. Even though they use him in the option game, he doesn't take a lot of big hits. He's throwing the ball in a relatively timely manner, and these guys are just open all over the field.
It's fun to watch, man. It is super fun to watch.
It's incredible.
Is there this is my last question for you, because I'm very curious. You talked about how much you love the San Francisco 49ers defense and DeMeco Ryans and anything. Is there any matchup in the NFL where you would go, I'd love to see the Eagles offense go up against this team? Doesn't even have to be in division, doesn't have to be in the NFC, just any defense in the NFL with maybe what you have seen this year, you would say, I'd just love to see, with how well this defense is playing, everything they might be able to do, them go up against this Eagles offense that feels unstoppable right now.
Maybe this isn't really answering your question, but first thing that popped in my head was the playoff game last year against Tampa Bay when they kind of got smoked last year against Tampa Bay.
A little bit.
So I want to see.
They weren't ready that year.
I want to see how this offense reacts to these four guys, these four X's right here, who can play.
Okay.
I want to see that offensive line get into a little bit of a jam sometimes.
Yeah.
Now they're good, and they might win for the rest of the season. There might not be any defensive line that gets them into a jam.
Right.
But I would love to see them into a jam and see Hurts have to play a little bit more under pressure and see what happens.